really much more on a serious note. You guys know we like to joke and laugh. We also like to touch on serious topics as well. You know what I mean? You guys obviously know the situation that's lately been going on in the news of a young 16-year-old girl who was a sophomore in high school, and she got jumped in the bathroom by three other young ladies, and unfortunately died a couple of hours later at the hospital. And the reason for her getting jumped and beat up so bad to the point where it did kill her was all over a boy. So, recently the young ladies, they posted the pictures of the young ladies. And of course, in this society where everything is recorded because people find fun out of recording people literally getting their ass beat to death, you know, now the cops and the feds in Delaware, the DEA and all that has footage of this beating and jumping now. So these young ladies are all around the same age. They're all high school kids, sophomores, 16, 15 years old. The three ladies have been suspended and they're waiting to be criminal charges to be brought against them. So here's my take on this. You know what I mean? And this is something me and C-Rock always go back and forth a lot on it. And obviously you guys know this. And this is my brother. I love his opinions a lot, but this is where me and him kind of differ at. This is what I mean by there's a lot of shit going on in our community that we need to take care of, and it's nobody else's fault but ours. Here's a young 16-year-old girl. I don't know whatever relationship she had with this boy, but she had no reason to die basically over no boy, over nothing. They had no reason to take this little girl in the bathroom, jump her, and you can even see pictures that they released of some of the footage of this girl just getting her head banged up against this bathroom door, and they beating the hell out of this girl for her to die. That's some of the issues that's causing us to stay back, in our culture, in our society. Now, these parents of this girl has to deal with no longer having their kid. Like I said, guys, this touches me a lot emotionally because I can't find no reasoning for this. This is absolutely uncalled for, and I never want to say I wish these girls get what they deserve, but at the end of the day, there has to be some reparations for this happening. Like, this is no reason for this little girl to lose her life, like this over no boy, period.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, man? It's a sad story, man. And number one, I'm gonna say you shouldn't fight for somebody. No, no, no. Let me reword this. Pretty much in high school, it ain't that serious, man. Cause y'all, once you go to college, y'all gonna separate. You're gonna go different ways. You're gonna meet new people. You're gonna experience new parts of life. So I really wouldn't see myself fighting over a girl that's not my wife or my mother or my sister or something, if that makes sense. And I get it. Kids are young. They do what they do. But now I will say this within our community: we need to stop being so vicious towards each other. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not letting racist white folk off the hook. Y'all know what it is, and I'm not running from you. I'm right here saying what I need to say. But at the same time, within my community, like you say, Mike, we need to stop being so vicious towards each other. We need to stop recording everything and uploading it because we look crazy. We just beating each other up on camera looking dumb. And then also, when you do that, you incriminate yourself, man. These are 16-year-old girls, and I read the story. They hit the girl, and she hit her head on the sink and died or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had to let all the kids out. School was dismissed at 10:15 p.m. I mean, we have to ask ourselves, is it really worth it, man? One day I was sitting in the barbershop, Mike, and a young brother who had been to prison and everything, he was getting edged up, and he said, and we were speaking on something, and he said, when we get upset, right, and we're about to do something, before we do it, if we were to just take 10 seconds and reflect on the moment and just see if it's worth it, we keep ourselves out of a lot of trouble, Mike.
Yeah, I think that's us as adults. I think this younger generation of kids growing up, I don't think they have no control. You know what I mean? I don't think they understand consequences. You know what I mean? I really don't think they do, because at the end of the day, it's a parents issue.
Of course.
It's a parents issue. Them three girls, that they was, I don't want to say they're raised by bad parents, but they're obviously not raised by parents who hold them accountable, who taught them values and lessons and responsibilities in life.
I will say this, Mike. I don't know if I agree with that one 100% because, we, like you said, we don't know these girls. They may just have a bad moment.
But I'm going off of their actions of what they did. Because if they had parents who did teach them that, then that would have never happened.
I don't know, Mike. I mean, we've all been in love and we've done some crazy. It's things I look back at now, like, man, why did I do that?
I will admit, I know dudes in high school who got into fights over girls. I know girls in high school who got into fights over boys. But it never got to the point where nobody died.
You right.
Fight, you go one time. You know, we used to go to the Taco Bell. You go one time. You know what I mean? After high school, you fight or you box or whatever. But it never got to the point where it had to take 3 or 4 people killing one person.
Yeah.
It was never that bad. Never.
I
And
mean,
the girl was only 16.
Of course, and that's the sad part about it.
A sophomore in high school.
And you're also looking at, we living in a different age, Mike. Back then, we weren't getting camera phone, about our fights. The only people who knew who won or lost were the people that were actually there, and they wouldn't have told the story. And,
but see, that's why I say I blame the parents, because at the end of the day, as young kids, your parents teach you consequences. Your parents teach you there's consequences for your actions, period.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's nothing that my mom never used to tell me, like, yo, my mom used to, you guys know I'm half Jamaican, so my mom used to have this old Jamaican saying that says, hard-head bird don't make good soup.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's basically saying that you have a hard head, you don't listen, you don't want to follow rules, there's consequences to your actions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I don't think these kids nowadays have that, because these kids, parents are young parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their parents is in the club every day. You know what I mean? On the weekend. They don't have nobody teaching them values in life. Because if that was the case, if those young girls had values in life, that situation never went down like that. Period. I don't see no excuses for them to beat that little girl till she died.
Yeah, but this is the thing, Mike. From what I read, the girl died because she fell and hit her head on the sink.
She fell and hit her head how?
I mean, that can...
She didn't just trip and fall and hit her head by herself. She hit her head because these girls beat her ass until she fell and hit her head.
Yeah, but, I mean, Mike, and not to protect these little girls, because I think if there's jail time that needs to be given, prison, whatever, I mean, unfortunately, you did the crime, you need to go through it. But in a regular fight, you can be fighting somebody one-on-one, and you hit them, and if they stumble back and hit their head, they hit their head.
But, and that's still the same thing, but this is 3 girls.
Yeah, I don't. Jumping is whack. Period.
3.
You let 2 people do what they need to do, and you get out of it.
You know, we all seen pictures of this girl. Didn't look like she was the toughest little girl in the world at all. This was actually a nice looking little girl. You know what I mean? Who probably looked like she just don't even. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to say I don't know her personal business, but it just doesn't look like she was the type of person need to be jumped.
Yeah. Okay. I can.
You know what I mean? Like, it didn't look like that at all.
I can roll with that.
So, for me, honestly, man, this is the stuff that breaks my heart, you know what I mean, when it comes to this. And like I said, I don't know what's going to happen to these little girls, but I believe in consequences for your actions. These little girls have to have whatever has coming to them.
Yeah.
Simple. They have to get whatever has coming to them.
Yeah, man, unfortunately. And not unfortunately, but there's just, you got to pay for it. And we just have to grow from this, man. Like, these boys, man. Now that this girl is dead, I mean, let's just keep it all the way real, man. This dude he probably gonna mourn a little bit if he was into her like that, but he's gonna move on with his life because he ain't dead, man.
I mean, unfortunately, I think everybody's gonna have to move on with their lives. You know what I mean? Even the parents who lost their little girl, as hard as it may sound, but they're gonna eventually have to move on too. But this is what I mean by that, saying we have to control our culture first. We have to control our people first. We have to get ourselves together, because there's a lot of gang violence going on with kids nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's bigger than anything. I saw Barbershop 3, and I kind of like Barbershop 3 because it touched on it touched on so much of what's going on within this inner city youth and today, which I thought was absolutely amazing with the gang violence. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on in schools that, we see World Star Hip Hop every day. We see every day a teacher and a student fighting. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on that's uncontrollable. And think about this. These same kids that's uncontrollable, they're going to grow up and have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids are going to be uncontrollable too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you already got kids 15, 16 years old pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? More than average than he ever used to be when we was in school. That cycle is going to continue to repeat itself, repeat itself, repeat itself. Some way, somehow, we have to get our kids under control. Because our youth is our future. When we was growing up, we was the future. You know what I mean? But our youth is the future. And we cannot get them under control with good parenting, good mentors, good counselors. I don't care who it is, but have good, strong adults who's going to teach kids value in life. The cycle is ever going to be repeated. I can't imagine if I had kids losing my daughter at 16 years old just because over some boy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So I do believe that, you know, as men and as, you know, as black men, whatever, we need to remain in our children's lives. We need to give them the game so that they don't make these mistakes. And we have to protect our communities. And we also, you know, like you said, we have to take care of our community. But we also have to remind them that white supremacy is real. I mean, this particular case wasn't their fault, cool, whatever, whatever.
I'm about to say, Zero, this particular case has nothing to do with white supremacy.
I mean, you know, no, but okay, but watch where I'm going. We need to protect ours. We need to handle our business. This had nothing to do with white supremacy, but white supremacy is real. There are people who wear hoods that want to kill you. They're happy that they don't have to kill you because we've killed ourselves. That's where it's getting back to, man. And as long as we continue to post the videos of us fighting, and I'm not gonna lie, I've sat and I've looked at a couple of these videos because I want to understand the logic behind putting these up. And we are really viciously going at each other, man. You kicking people in the face and all that. Why? You have to be a savage to want to harm somebody in that manner. And half the time, the other person fighting doesn't even want to fight. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like my boy Mike said, man, we do need to protect our communities. We need to stop fighting like this. How about we just talk things out? Before we fight, let's try to talk.
Oh, you don't even have
out.
to talk things out. Just walk away, move around. You know what I mean? Walk away, move around. Now, don't get it twisted, guys.